minimum.
V1.
Bank angle.
Good day everybody and welcome to yet again another video tutorial about the Aerosoft CRJ for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have just landed in Munich, we have done our after landing items and we are now taxiing on Alpha 5 and we are going to our parking position. Normal taxi speed would be around 15 knots and in the turn below 10 knots. We will not make this turn, but the next one. We are on the ground frequency in Munich. There's nobody on the left side, nobody on the right side, and we are clear to November 4, which is the bridge right here. Okay, ground speed 16 knots, looking good for the turn. It's not a 90-degree turn, so we can take it a bit faster. The right side clear and the left side is clear. Entry November 4, and about now we will get a new frequency for the apron controller. We get a new clearance, we may take Delta 6 blue line to the left, and it would be the first line that goes to the left. We have to reduce the speed a bit now for the turn. There is Delta 6 blue, and we make our left turn now. You can see on the ground here, max span 36 meters. Now, if it was a check flight or we had a check airman on board, the first question you would get is, are we allowed to taxi here? And of course, as a diligent CRJ pilot, you know your limitations, you know your dimensions by heart. Left side clear, clear, and right side clear. So you can tell your check airman, yes, of course we can taxi here. Our wingspan is only 24 meters roundabout, or 77 feet. Okay. Our parking position according to the manual should be behind these hangars here to the left. I hope there is no default plane parked there, but we will see that in just a minute. So you learned something new today. The wingspan is just around 24 meters. You already knew we have 7 static dischargers at the winglets and 13 static dischargers at the tail. Okay, there's an aircraft standing there. We'll take the next parking position. I will switch off the taxi light. We do not want to blind anybody for the final turn. There's already somebody walking here, and we will take this parking position right here, 582. All clear, nobody standing there. Okay, let's turn in. A little bit more thrust. I used a bit of differential braking, but it was almost too much. Okay, we're on the line. Lovely. And let's put it at right here. Okay. We are at our parking position. The first thing to do is select the parking brake. And we're gonna confirm that the parking brake is on. Now my personal procedure, as soon as the parking brake is set and I do not expect to taxi anymore, I will switch off the nose wheel steering now. Next thing we have to do, we go to the ELEC page and we check if the APU generator is online and we check on the electrical power panel if the switch is in auto. It is. In this case, we can switch off the engines. 1 and 2, or actually number 2 and number 1. Having done that, we can switch off the fuel pumps. We can put the beacon light off. The passenger signs in off. We check if we have the APU power now. We have, all this looking good. And it's time for us to open the doors. We go to the aircraft tab and select the passenger door, the forward cargo and the aft cargo door.
Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
So, what we have to do now, we go back to the EFB, back to the checklists, and we will read the shutdown checklist. Parking brake on, seatbelts off, thrust levers shut off, anti-ice off, fuel pumps off, beacon off, and nozzle steering also off. Okay, the shutdown checklist is completed. You can have a look at the outside now to see what's happening. And yes, all doors are open. The chocks are in place. What we can do now is go back to the aircraft tab and request a ground power card. It is connected. And as you can see, it's also available now. Alright, this is our very last flight of the day. And this means as soon as the passengers are all deboarded, we can shut the aircraft down, bring it in a cold and dark state again, and call it a day. The way to do this is via the checklist again, and the terminating checklist is our first read and do checklist. All these other checklists, there are checklists. You do your stuff and you check if you did them. This is a read and do. We just read here, chocks, brakes, in, off. We do that and we continue to the next item. I'm just waiting for the flight attendant to tell us that all passengers are deboarded. Don't know exactly how long it will take, but we'll give her like a minute. Let's look at the total fuel, 1,485. We started in Paderborn with 2,800. That means we used up about 1,315 kilos. Our SimBrief flight plan said we had a trip fuel of 1,320, so that's pretty accurate. The brake temperature, 0.2 for all 4 brakes. That's a good value, nothing to worry about. As the chocks are already in position, you can see here wheel chocks in place, I can now release the parking brake so that the brakes will cool a bit better. Okay, it's taking quite a while for the passengers. Let's just assume they're all off board. And
Captain, all passengers have left the plane.
very good. Then as the captain, I would now say, terminating checklist please. Chocks and brakes, in, off. IRS, off. You go to the lower pedestal and put the IRS in, off. Next item, emergency lights, off. These are the emergency lights, we put them in, off. Anti-ice, off. We go to the overhead panel and we switch the windshield to off, like this. Hydraulic pumps, off. Again the overhead panel, and we put all the switches in the middle position, like this. External lights, off. Well, we can shut off the nav lights also, why not? And APU off. First thing we have to do is select the external power. And now we can switch off the APU. External power is in use, as you can see. The APU is shutting down, and it's shut down. Battery master and cockpit lights off, the last 2 items. Okay, let's do that. The battery master, as you may remember, it's up here. We switch it on off, and now you can see the flight is fully ended. We are in a cold and dark state, and we are now in Munich. I would like to thank you for watching these tutorial videos. This was series 1, 10 videos talking about the tutorial flight, which you may find in volume 3 of the manuals. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you learned something, and I hope you will have a lot of fun with the CRJ from Aerosoft. Then happy flights, happy landings, and see you again soon. Bye bye.